great. Hope you guys are preparing physically, mentally, and spiritually for the dark times that are ahead of us, and hope you guys are getting right with God and staying strong. Got some more important information to share with you guys today. And everything that's happening right now is very important stuff, because you guys have to understand and keep in mind that all of these things that are taking place, it's leading up to bigger things, and it's leading up to things that are going to be much worse than what we've already seen and what we are seeing right now. But before I get into this right now, I just wanted to tell you guys that, because just in case, somebody might be on this video right now and they didn't see my last video that I made too. But I made another video of something very important, and I feel like you guys should share that one far and wide as possible, because that's another very, very, very serious thing that's taking place that more people need to be aware about, because, everything these people are doing, folks, is it's all a part of their plan, and it's very horrific and frightening, but these are the agendas that they're implementing and pushing for. And this is stuff that we warned people was going to happen, and stuff that we warned people was going to end up coming. But please share that video far and wide. It's the de Blasio video, where I talk about what he goes over and says about what they're planning on doing in the schools over in New York. But please share that far and wide, because it's very serious. And of course, this is a very serious too. But I'm just putting that out there just in case anybody's coming across this video right now that hasn't seen that last video. But, it's very important stuff that's taking place that people need to be aware of. And you also had the whole JBS situation recently that happened too, right? That's only going to make shortages worse, but especially with meat shortages. But I'm going to get right into this right now. And you guys know California is actually the largest, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're the largest producer of food within the United States. And they've been experiencing these crazy, crazy drought conditions. And, it's been threatening the crop supply. Farmers have even been forced to destroy crops. And they've actually even been paying some of them to do this too, to contribute to their agenda. But I'm going to get right into this right now, and this is serious. But it says food prices to soar higher as California farmers destroy crops because of Dust Bowl conditions continue to spread. And I made a video about this recently too, but it's continuing to get worse and worse and worse as time goes on. But understand that this is going to affect the whole country, because we're talking the largest producer of food in the country, within the whole country, California, that is experiencing these crazy, crazy drought conditions. It says what is happening in California right now is going to affect every man, woman, and child in the entire country. Today, California has 24.6 million acres of farmland, and the state produces more of our fruits. And speaking about farmland too, keep in mind that Bill Gates is owning most of the farmland within the U.S. as we speak right now. So best believe, folks, best believe he's going to be, him and his puppet masters too, are going to be pushing and pushing and pushing for a major famine, to create a major famine. And we're already seeing it start right now. We're already seeing them, do these things that are setting the stages for that type of reality where, it's going to be a famine, And these are things that we already know are coming for a fact. These are things that they have planned out. And these are things that are going to be a part of the bigger crisis that they're going to be creating. They're already setting the stages for it right now. But these are things that we're going to be seeing in that bigger crisis. Famines, water shortages, grid shutdowns. Things are going to be chaotic. And you got to remember, too, that there's also supposed to be a new Purge movie coming out in July. That's no coincidence, folks. That's no coincidence. And they're showing you even more and more and more, the type of reality that we're going to be dealing with and seeing in the near future. You know what that term's called, though, but that's not the topic for today's video. But it goes on to say, so if agricultural production is dramatically reduced because of the endless mega drought that currently has the state in a death grip, that is going to be a major problem for all of us. He's specifically talking about the people in the U.S., of course. It says if you visit the official U.S. Drought Monitor website, you will see that nearly all of California is experiencing either extreme drought or exceptional drought right now. Things have been so hot and so dry for so long that Governor Newsom has decided to declare a drought emergency in more than 2/3 of the counties in the state. The state is facing yet another hot, dry summer ahead, and the governor has declared a drought emergency in 41 of the state's 58 counties. More than 37 million Californians reside in these drought areas, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. And also, they're warning of an even drier and even worse, they're also warning of a violent summer too. Made a video about that as well, but they're warning of a violent summer, and they're also warning of a wildfire season even worse than what we've seen in 2020. But you guys already know how that's all caused. You already know. It says this is without precedent, Newsom said at a news conference announcing the first two declarations, I meant to say, in April, speaking from the bed of Lake Mendocino, I believe that's how you say, that had been reduced not long ago. He would have been standing under 40 feet of water. Oftentimes, we overstate the word historic, but this is indeed an historic moment. And of course, he's a part of the agenda too. Of course he is. He's even Jesuit educated, just like Trump and just like the rest of them. They're all on board with this agenda. It's two wings of the same bird. These people, you got to keep that in mind, folks. No matter what side they're on, no matter what, party they claim to be on, right? At the end of the day, they all work together and they're all on board with the same agenda. It says Newsom is not exactly known to be a straight shooter, but in this rare instance, he is telling it like it is. This isn't just a crisis. This is a major crisis, and we haven't even seen the worst peak of this crisis just yet. But it's coming, and when it happens, it's not going to be good. But make your preparations. Don't be afraid. Prepare physically, mentally, and spiritually as much as possible. And even if you feel like you have your preps in order already, don't stop preparing. Keep preparing. Keep stockpiling. Keep getting your mental health as strong as possible, and get your spiritual health right too, as much as you can before it's too late. Of epic proportions that isn't going away anytime soon. Without enough water to function normally, many California farmers have already been faced with some absolutely heartbreaking decisions. For example, farmer Joe Del Bosque, however you say his last name, said that it was a sad day when he recently had to destroy 100 acres of organic asparagus. That's right, 100 acres. In Fresno and Merced counties, farmers are making tough decisions, abandoning thousands of acres of lower value high water crops like almond and asparagus fields for more valuable produce. It's really a sad day. Fresno County's Joe Del Bosque told the Bay Area News group after destroying 100 acres of organic asparagus to divert precious water to more valuable melons. The water is so uncertain this year, we didn't think we'd have enough to carry it through. And another thing too, speaking about water that you should invest in, folks, is that Sawyer water filter, because it's one of those filters that it'll purify like the river water and whatnot, water like that. And like if you're in a situation where you have to evacuate your home and, you might have to bug out or something, you could have one of those water filters with you. And then, hopefully, if there's like a river in your area or whatever, you can use that water filter and get water, have that as your water source pretty much for that moment, and things like that can really come in handy. And I feel like things like that, not even just water that'll filter out water, river water, right? But water that'll even filter out, the stuff the other stuff that they put in the water that's sold at the stores, because some of these water filters, they're not all the same. Some of them are designed to filter out the stuff in the rivers, right? These contaminants, and some of them are designed to filter out, chemicals like fluoride, right? And things like that. But they're not all the same. But definitely those are things to invest in too, because you don't want to be consuming that toxic stuff that's not good for your body as well, when drinking this, and stuff that can even harm your body too, tremendously. But yeah, water filtration systems, definitely something to look into. And continue to make your preparations, folks, because you got to understand and keep in mind that things are going to get worse as time goes on, and that nothing is going back to normal. I know I've said it a billion times, but it's true. Nothing is going back to normal. The water is so uncertain in this year. We didn't think we'd have enough to carry it through. Del Bosque hasn't given up on this year completely yet. He is still hoping to salvage a melon crop, but he openly admits that he is taking a big risk by planting anything at all. We are taking a big risk in planting crops and hoping the water gets here in time, said Del Bosque, 72. So what happens if the water never arrives? And I believe California actually is already experiencing water shortages too. They've even been putting in place water restrictions, you know. But it says in Fresno County, another farmer named Daniel Hartwig isn't taking any chances. He has pulled out nearly 400 acres of prime production almond trees because there simply will not be enough water in the system to irrigate them. So, folks, I'm going to tell you this, right? This water thing, right? Water shortages are obviously way more important than food shortages because, you know, you can't even go up to 3 days without water. But, like, you know, with things like food, you can go up to like 21 days without it. Either way, both of them are very important to have. Both of them are very important to have stockpiled and, you know, to have as much as possible of. But make your preparations and do what you can to get what you need, because eventually it's going to be too late. And that day is coming, folks. And what day am I talking about? I'm talking that day where it's going to be extremely difficult to get those things that you need. These things are all in the Bible. Wars are coming. Famines are coming. A great time of suffering, folks. Of course, it's not actually going to be great, but just a very, very, very devastating event is in the making, and they're already preparing this bigger crisis. But once again, you cannot afford to be afraid, but make your preparations. I'm getting this stuff out to get you to understand how important it is. I'm getting this information out so that you see and understand and realize that this is not a game. And I actually had somebody write to me yesterday on another channel, on another video I commented on. Some person tried to say, oh, the power is never going to get cut off, and, you know, we'll always have access to clean water and whatnot, right? And, you know, things like that, when people say things like that, it really just goes to show you, and it really reminds you how clueless people really are as to what's really taking place in this world. Even with what's happened in Texas in February, even with what's been happening recently, people still can't see what this stuff is leading up to. And they still can't connect the dots and realize what's coming, even though they openly tell you what they're planning on doing. But, you know, that's on them. You know, that's not my problem. I'm getting this stuff out so that the like-minded individuals who understand what's taking place can see this. And I'm getting this information out for the people who know what's taking place and know what's going on. And I'm getting this stuff out so that people understand how important it is for them to be prepared. And of course, to keep you updated with what's taking place. But another thing that just happened in California, too, it says magnitude 3.6 earthquake rattles San Jose, California resident awakened by strong shaking. This came out today, of course, but residents across San Jose, California were awakened by a magnitude 3.6 earthquake on Thursday morning. The U.S. Geological Survey reports there's been a lot of earthquakes, too, that have been happening over the past few months, and that's no coincidence. I mean, you already know how this is all caused anyways. But continue to prepare yourself, folks. Continue to stockpile resources, especially non-perishable food and especially water. Those are just both common sense preparations. Also, stock up on cleaning products. Solar generators are another very good thing to invest into if you can afford it. Those will help you out mainly, specifically in an SHTF scenario where the grid is shut down. In a grid down scenario, those are the main things that would help you out in a situation like that, you know, because you'll end up having power. You'll have a power source in a scenario where the grid is shut down. So definitely look into things like that and make your preparations. Don't stop preparing, even if you feel like you're already fully prepared. Continue to get those things that you need, because eventually it's going to be too late. And it's already getting tougher, folks, to get those things that you need with this inflation that's continuing to worsen as time goes on. But please share the video far and wide. I thank you guys for watching this video. There's a whole lot of stuttering in this video because I have so much stuff to talk about, so much things to say, so many different things to go over. But trying to get you guys to understand that this stuff is important and this stuff is not a game. But most of you guys, for the most part, you guys already understand that this stuff is serious and that this stuff is happening. And for the most part, the people who watch my videos already are smart people anyways. You know, once in a while you'll get those trolls, but you know, that's not going to stop me from getting the message out. But I thank you guys for watching this video. Please share it far and wide. I appreciate all the support. And I thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm out.